Bringing alleged terrorists to justice within a rule of law framework is a vital component of an effective counterterrorism strategy. In addition to perpetrating terrorist offences, terrorists may also commit other types of crime that could amount to international crimes. These include war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. Prosecuting alleged perpetrators for the full range of the crimes committed, rather than for terrorist offences only, reflects the seriousness of the perpetrator's criminal conduct and is conducive to delivering justice to the victims. States should therefore ensure that alleged terrorists are held accountable for the full range of crimes they have committed. In order to support and complement existing work and initiatives, the Global Counterterrorism Forum, GCTF, has developed the Memorandum on Criminal Justice Approaches to the Linkages between Terrorism and Core International Crimes, Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Crimes, Human Trafficking, Migrant Smuggling, Slavery, and Crimes against Children. Whilst these core international crimes can occur without any links to terrorism or to each other, the memorandum focuses on these offences when such links do exist. In conflict and post-conflict situations, certain acts committed by members of terrorist groups, such as sexual and gender-based violence crimes, human trafficking, migrant smuggling, slavery, and crimes against children, can amount to core international crimes, depending on the facts and the relevant legal framework. States should seek to end impunity and investigate, and if they have the jurisdiction to do so, prosecute those responsible for genocide, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, as well as for other crimes under international law. Prosecuting alleged terrorists for the full range of crimes they have committed may pose several challenges. One of the key challenges impeding successful prosecution is that victims and witnesses may be reluctant to report crimes, for example, due to fear of retaliation and the risk of stigmatization. It is thus important to ensure that victims and witnesses are offered appropriate protection, support, and assistance during investigations and prosecutions. To establish a link between the perpetrators and the full range of crimes they are alleged to have committed, prosecutors may need information that is located in a conflict zone. Traditionally, law enforcement officials are in charge of collecting evidence, but are often not able to collect relevant information from a conflict zone themselves. Instead, states could rely, where possible and in accordance with domestic law, on the military to collect and use information as evidence in court. With these challenges in mind, it is important for states to ensure that a proper legal framework is in place to allow for the prosecution of members of terrorist groups for the full range of crimes committed. In some states, the concept of command or superior responsibility could be suitable for building cases against specific members of terrorist groups, such as ISIL, Daesh. States could also consider establishing universal jurisdiction over offences committed by members of terrorist groups that amount to core international crimes. As children are often exploited to perform support and active roles as fighters in an armed conflict, states should take all appropriate measures to protect children from all forms of violence, including sexual abuse and exploitation by terrorist groups. In adopting such measures, the best interest of the child should be a primary consideration. In situations where linkages are suspected between terrorist crimes and other types of crimes, it is important to gather the relevant expertise within the police and investigative authorities and to ensure that other relevant agencies, such as border control and customs and immigration authorities with different mandates, are able to share information. Appropriate sharing of information can strengthen the investigation, screening, and vetting capacity of the state. States should ensure that victims of these crimes have equal access in a non-discriminatory manner to an effective judicial remedy. Special care, protection, and support might furthermore be necessary for children who have been witnesses to violence against their parents or another person with whom they have a close relationship. If you wish to learn more, the full text of the Memorandum on Criminal Justice Approaches to the Linkages between Terrorism and Core International Crimes, Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Crimes, Human Trafficking, Migrant Smuggling, Slavery and Crimes Against Children is available at www.thegctf.org.